Good morning. Welcome to the Carla Marie and Anthony Show. My name is Anthony.
I'm Carla Marie.
A couple things we're going to talk about today. The bionic leg demonstration. I was supposed to show everyone how I... Oh, there. That should have been audible for everybody. Were you able to hear the choo-choo train sound? That's what it is. It's a choo-choo train. I have this leg, the peg leg thing you may have seen me walking around in. And I was supposed to show everyone how I kind of get into it, get around on it, and sit down and get up with it. So I will do that. No sound effect. Interesting. Well, I'll bump it up a little bit. And if we hit hype train level 5, you will hear that. So other things we're talking about, bruised up BB. So Carla Marie talked about this on the Morning Show podcast, but I think it opens up a larger discussion. Basketball Diaries. Give you the update for this Friday's celebrity basketball game that I was supposed to participate in. Okay. And then I'll still be participating in, just not on the court. I think they're going to put me in a mascot uniform and let me do like the front flip dunk off of the trampoline. Because I hear trampolines and torn Achilles. They go really well together. And how being a Pokemaniac has saved my brain.
We'll see.
So
maybe if we have time, we'll talk about my... sketchy massage coming up.
Yeah, this sounds real weird. Just, you know what? Start with that.
Well, I don't have my phone, so I don't have the website to read off of.
Okay, I can pull it up. Or you could pull it up here.
So, I didn't realize I had Groupon credits from Truly 3 years ago.
From Truly 3?
Like,
from 3 years ago.
I completely forgot. I was about to delete the Groupon app, and I was like, let me just make sure I don't have anything left over. Because my mom had gotten me, I think, a massage in 2020. Okay. And I was like, I'm not going to do this. It was like
because of the...
It was like
community?
COVID was back all over again. I had to do it in New Jersey by a certain time. So I cashed in on it. And I can tell you right now, she did not spend this much money, but I somehow had $300 in Groupon credit, which is like a whole life to live on Groupon.
That's so many cupcakes.
It is. You can get like $12 like manicures, all this stuff. So I found this massage place. And the reviews range from like, this man changed my life, to you get a massage in the back of the gym and there's equipment laying around.
What kind of gym?
I don't know. So when I look it up on Google Maps and it does the street view, it goes from like a pet store, like a pet supply store, to like a bookstore. I don't know where it is. And maybe it's a basement gym. Well, there was another thing talking about how there's like an alleyway. So I don't know what's going to happen.
Oh, boy.
The voicemail, like when you call and I got the voicemail, the guy just started talking to the point where I said hello. Twice. That happened to me. So you
don't know where this place is?
Not entirely sure.
Okay.
And I can't be like, Anthony, come save me if I'm not done by a certain time.
I mean, I won't have a car.
You're going to have to start sooner.
And I have to start a lot sooner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's the one thing I am learning about hobbling around on this torn Achilles. Well, not on it, but on the peg leg and the torn Achilles, is I really do have to allot way more time to do everything. Like just going downstairs to get water.
Yeah, you can't.
I can't really do it, but if I have to, it's a solid 10-minute ordeal because I have to walk. I learned how to walk down the stairs backwards on the peg leg, which is a lot easier than walking down the stairs forward on the peg leg. I also have gotten better at walking up the stairs with this thing.
Slow.
But everything's real slow. So even just getting it on and off takes some time.
A lot of messages saying there are many red flags. Don't go. I mean, I'm gonna go, but correct to Heather, if you get in there and you aren't comfortable, walk out.
Yeah, just be like, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot I had COVID today.
Oh, I think
Bye.
Did everyone not hear the train?
I'm trying to see. Everyone should have heard the train. I just don't know if it came through.
Why don't you just fill up your water in the sink? You only use sink.
So I do use sink water, but I feel like the sink water in this bathroom, it comes out a little wider than the top of my favorite water bottle.
That's fair.
So if I bring one of the shaker bottles, I can do that.
Okay.
So that was a thought I had yesterday.
Fair.
I like drinking out of this glass bottle. It's very nice. It's a nice experience.
So the massage on the website, the first sentence is a little about myself before you decide to let some 6'5" punk in flip-flops invade your personal space.
Okay. It's a good intro.
So
self-deprecating for a kind of.
And then it goes on to say like why he became a massage therapist. He got into an accident and it like saved him, whatnot.
So that's your massage therapist today.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I am in so much pain that I cannot wait
to get this massage. What do you think the massage is going to help with? Like, what is he going to do?
Well, I got a lot of going on here. A lot. Like,
is it all the stress of carrying all the house
part of it is
responsibilities
definitely stress,
now? Because you took out the garbage 2 weeks in a row?
No. Oh, yeah.
Is that what's stressing you out?
Yeah.
Yesterday was actually kind of fun because yesterday it was raining here in Seattle, and someone had to take out the garbage, and I just thought to myself, guess I don't have to do this today.
And then I almost got attacked by a crow and a raccoon.
Yeah, Carla Marie will be sharing her location.
With who? All my friends have Androids.
We share locations all the time. It's Google Maps. You use an Android a Google product every day. Multiple Google products every day.
Okay.
Do you not share when you go out on a bike ride? Or when I go out on a bike ride, do we not share locations to make sure we're not dead? How is it not same? How is it not the same?
Maybe I'll take an AirTag with me.
And who's that going to help?
Oh, you can't even do that.
No.
Okay.
Jen, my dad, and I use Life 360. Is that an app, I guess?
My whole family, my sister and her kids, and then my brother and his kids use Life 360.
So what, is it you just follow each other? It's interesting, and I forgot who I was having this discussion with the other day. I think it was when we were coming back from the wedding on Saturday.
It was in the Content Kittens.
No. Different discussion. I keep thinking about how, yes, the world is crazy, and I'm sure raising a kid today has so many weird things you need to be aware of. Like bullying can take place every day of every minute of the day because of the internet. When does your kid get access to the internet? All of the stuff that, our parents didn't have to worry about necessarily or worry about as much.
Yeah.
Like our parents had to figure out when they were getting us a cell phone, and growing up in our generation, it was normally like close to when you got your license or
and there
permit.
was no downside for them to get us a cell phone other than that it was going to cost money.
Yeah. Which it was way more expensive.
Right.
The phones were cheaper, but the plans were expensive. Anyway, I digress. So the one thing I keep thinking of, though, is how if I went missing after school, if I didn't check in immediately with my parents, which I almost never did, they had no choice other than to think I was dead. Every day, my mom had to, for at least an hour, contemplate whether or not her oldest son was dead because she couldn't track my location. And if I was normally supposed to walk from my elementary school to my grandmother's house. That's basically where I grew up in Ridgewood. And I would oftentimes, because I was supposed to walk home with Zach and Andrew, sometimes I would just stop at Zach's house. And I wouldn't tell anyone. And then my mom would come barreling down the street in our gigantic blue conversion van, honking the horn, looking for me. Hopefully I was playing in the front yard.
But did you get in trouble?
Oh, every day. Every single day. Maybe not every single day. 3 days a week, I would get in trouble for not checking in with my mom.
Lisa said, I always think about how we used to call my parents to pick us up from practice from the payphone in high school.
Yep. My mom, this was really smart. Before I had a cell phone, before cell phones were even really like widely acceptable for kids, my mom, instead of getting any of her kids a phone, got a 1-800 number so that we could call my mom from any payphone or anywhere.
But what do you mean she got a 1-800 number?
She signed up for her own toll-free number.
But where did, physically when you called her, what rang?
Her cell phone.
So was her cell phone a 1-800 number or did it attach?
I think she was able to do call forwarding of some sort. So my mom got a 1-800 number. That way we never had an excuse to be like, oh, we didn't have change for the payphone. And we'd just call my mom.
We would do the call collect and be like, come pick me up at Fisher Price Field.
And what my cousins would do, because my cousins also knew my mom's number, they would call my mom if they had to call their parents so they could do it for free from a payphone. But we did the Baba Had a Baby, It's a Boy all the time.
Okay, so Lisa, thank you for all those gifted subs. I believe we just got pushed over level 5.
Sweet.
Sarah gave us 100 bits. Jen gifted subs. There was more, I thought.
So my brother was in the chat saying it was call forwarding. So the 1-800
awesome.
number, it was a 188 number, 1888 number. and that was forwarded to my mom's cell phone.
Katie resubscribed for 25 months.
Sweet.
That's cool.
A 23-month streak.
That's awesome.
Hopefully all of these streaks going. We talked about this yesterday. Hopefully all of these streaks keep going until at least October, because that's when we can qualify for this new Twitch, like, what do they call it? Oh, Partner Plus is what they're calling it. So we are Twitch partners, and all of the Twitch partners can now qualify for an elevated level where we actually get more of the revenue that you guys support with.
Yeah.
So for all community subs, so what Jen and Lisa have been doing, for all resubs, instead of a 50-50 split, we get a 70-30 split. With Prime, we still get the same amount because technically Twitch isn't making money on that split.
Right.
Because a Prime sub would be the equivalent of about $5. We get $2.50, and Twitch just doesn't take their half. And with new subs, I think Twitch would still get the 50-50 split. But either way,
very confusing.
It is confusing. We'll have to figure out the actual breakdown of it in the first month, but hopefully we'll be able to do that in October, which would mean more of the money you support with goes directly to us and does not go to the Bezos boys.
With that said, we will not be taking shots today, but maybe we can take 2 on Thursday.
Well, we took 2 yesterday. Don't forget.
True.
So we just didn't bring anything up here.
No.
And Carla Marie's not feeling great.
I'm not feeling too hot today.
So no shots today, but we, you know what? Thursdays should be a birthday show. What do you have planned?
We'll see.
What do you have planned, CM?
As many things as you had planned for my birthday.
This year? What did I plan? I planned some things. No?
Not a single thing.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess.
You took me to a sushi dinner, but the sushi restaurant was closed.
Yeah. But we also learned that was not my fault. Like, every single place you searched for this place, it said it was open. But
so I have inquired about something. If it doesn't happen, I'm not going to stress.
That's fine. That is fine by me.
Meg said, my brother got lost at Giant Stadium once after a football game. Obviously, this was not recently. This was when they were younger. He went alone with a friend at 16, and he called from a payphone after the game to say they were heading to the buses. The line was so long, they waited hours. My mom thought he was dead.
Again, it goes back to, yes, the world is a scary place regardless of what generation you're growing up and raising kids in. I feel like I wouldn't even know, now that I know the technology of cell phones, I wouldn't even know how to handle myself without them and a child. You can literally track your child all the time. Yeah. They don't even need a phone. You can buy a GPS tracker and slap it on your kid's wrist, put it in their backpack.
It's crazy.
Put it in their hat, whatever. Weave it into their hair. I don't know what you would do with it, but you can know where your kid is at all times. Mm-hmm. It's wild. Now, can more people get in contact with your child if they have a cell phone or a social media account? Yes. I'm sure that's scary. I'm sure there are so many things about today. I mean, you got to think before 1999 with Columbine, school shootings weren't even a thing that we talked about. They happened very, very rarely.
It's crazy.
Mostly at college campuses before that. Mm-hmm. And it was few and far between. But now that's a thing that everyone thinks about. So I'm not trying to say it's easy raising a kid now, but locating your child now, I mean, that's got to be a game changer.
I can't even, my brain can't even begin to process what it's like being a parent and wanting to protect your kid from everything. And then also being like, no, you little shit, you're not getting a cell phone. Like,
yeah,
the inner battle, I don't know.
Yeah. Lisa said when your parents think you're at a sleepover, but you're really out in New York City waiting for NSYNC at the Today Show.
That's hilarious.
That's good stuff. Yeah, I guess. I'm sure kids are also technologically savvy, but it's got to be harder to sneak around. Yeah, like everyone's got a security system of some sort now.
Yeah, we didn't when we were kids, obviously. And
only the rich kids had it growing up.
Of the house every weekend, middle of the night.
I never really snuck out. I feel like sneaking out was more of a thing that, like, the girls in my high school and middle school did.
Yeah, so we would come home and then we would sneak out. There was no ring, there was no camera, nothing. Kids, now I can't even go into my own parents' house at 35 years old without my dad being like, so you came home at 1 a.m., huh?
Yeah. Justin said, I think my generation, Justin, I believe, is like the youngest of the millennials.
Gabrielle and Alyssa are, and they're younger than him.
Okay, so he's towards the end of the
Yeah.
millennial. He says, I think my generation, as if it's a different generation than mine, is best situated for the tech parenting. I actually don't know. And Justin, obviously, and Gabriella and Alyssa, your nieces, they grew up with technology a little earlier than we did.
Yeah.
By a couple of years. I don't know. I don't know if we would properly... I don't know if we know how to live as kids with the technology, and as advanced as the technology is now, because it was different when we were kids, right? I mean, signing on to AOL took forever. My mom, for
it was
example,
like a snack. Getting to use technology was the same as getting candy. It was you only get a little bit of it, which parents say they do now, but it's there. You get it in so many ways, and your family shared the technology.
Mm-hmm.
Not everyone had their own device or two devices. Your family shared the computer, and if your parents said no, I'm using it. Guess what?
Or if they picked up the phone,
right?
Yeah. So it's interesting. I don't know how I would handle it, because even if somehow someone popped out a kid in a year, the technology is going to be so wildly different than it is today, because they're going to learn how to grow up with all of the AI tools as well. Now, you might understand the concept of them a little better than our parents did, but it's a whole different world.
You said if somehow somebody popped out a kid in the year.
And I was responsible for it.
Oh,
Yeah,
I was like, people are going to be doing that.
No, if I was responsible for a child in the next year.
Yeah, well, that's not happening.
Let's see. Scotty Whip said, we didn't have AOL. We had Netscape in high school when I was 16, when Gore created the internet. Yeah, Netscape was like the first thing that you logged on with. Netscape Navigator. And I remember clicking the little compass logo.
I remember that.
But as we, reminisce and take a trip down memory lane, I do want to show what I was supposed to show yesterday. So when I was talking about going to the gym again with the bionic leg, with the air cast and the walker, some people were wondering how I got up and did all of the things, right? So
You can show it? I'll move out of the way.
yeah, you're going to have to, you can, I'm not going to have a microphone, so you can speak for me, Carla Marie.
Okay.
Oh, let me take this off.
I think people hear you, though.
No, it's actually pretty
All
good
right,
about
that's
canceling
fine.
out sound.
We don't need to hear you.
Okay. So,
Pull the chair back more so you can sit in it.
yes. Okay. So there's the
So
chair
this
for
is called
example.
the iWalk 3.0.
Let me move this.
And
The iWalk Free 3.0. Get it right?
I've been in touch with the people at iWalk because they keep, in a good way, downloading the videos that I post of Anthony and sharing them as reels.
Okay, so the first thing is getting this thing on. So,
You've been in the boot since Friday, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you back up more?
Yep. Is this better? Okay, so the first thing is getting this thing on with the 3 straps.
Which the whole
I don't
sizing.
think you can hear me, Carla.
Well, so he's using 3 straps to snap his. Oh my God. Street. I think I'm having a stroke. 3 straps to snap himself in. And we had to size this. So when we first got it, it came in pieces. And I did a bulk of putting it together, and I was very concerned that you were going to fall.
So was I.
But he's good.
Okay. So, this is how I walk around.
Did you do the thigh tightener?
Yeah, up here. Yep.
The clip.
So, I got this guy. Okay, so now,
It's not quiet, I'll tell you that.
no. I can sit, if there's nothing in front of me,
Yeah.
I can sit like this. So on some machines, like when I'm doing this machine, or lat pull downs I can't, but some machines I can just sit like this. Otherwise, I've got to take it completely off. Can they hear me?
Oh, sorry. So he can do it
Yeah,
in.
just ask if they can hear me.
Can you hear him?
Getting up is a little bit more of a trick. Because I can't just get up this way, otherwise my foot gets hooked under me. So I've got to do it kind of sideways.
No, they can't hear you. Okay. So he's saying that when he goes to the gym, he can sit down on a lot of machines like this, as long as there's like obviously nothing else in front of him. And there are certain machines he can do this on, but like if he's laying down, obviously not gonna work. So he has to take it on and off every time. I feel like I'm translating. Okay, so now getting up is more of a problem because he can't really just get up on one leg because he claims that his back leg gets stuck underneath.
Yeah. So I've got to pivot.
He's pivoting.
And then I push off of the good leg.
And there you go.
And now I'm up. Ta-da.
Oh, I pushed off the good leg and now he's up. Ta-da.
No, we got to do it. Ready, Ed?
Ta-da. Ta-da. Ta-da.
There we go.
Okay, so, you can lower your volume if you raised it because it's coming back.
No. Oh, then.
Oh,
and then to get it off.
Oh, watch how he gets it off. A lot of people asking about why you got this and not a scooter.
So, I'll explain when I sit down.
He'll explain.
So it's just, you just loosen it and then pop these off.
Oh, that's true. Lenny said this is what playing a goalie is like in hockey.
Getting all this stuff on and off.
And also, Jesus, you got the boot on Friday because the doctor told, and there's wedges in there, little like foam wedges, which the doctor told him his foot needs to be at what?
Yeah, like that.
Connected.
Connected?
Like the.
So, because your Achilles
hard to
will, so if this is your foot, anytime you pick up your toes, what are you doing? Oh, no, I don't
got my
ew, get
Their
that,
child's
get that out of here.
shoes.
So, if this is your foot, right, and you pick up your toes, that
There
is
you go.
stretching your Achilles. So, they want my foot to have my toes pointed down a little bit. That way it kind of has these condensed. What's that noise out there? It's got to be an alarm or something.
Oh, it could be my phone vibrating.
Okay. So that is basically how the whole thing works. Any other bionic leg questions? Oh, and there was the question about why I didn't get a scooter. So I believe I'm actually still going to get the scooter, but there was an alarm going off. What was it? Nothing. I heard an alarm.
Anthony, there was nothing going off. That was my ding for my watch.
Sure. What was I saying? Oh, the reason I didn't get the scooter was in this house, it's way easier to get around on the knee peg thing. Lenny asked if there's already any extra pressure on my knee. A little bit, but you learn how to kind of like adjust your weight and walk with it properly. But the reason I got the peg leg over the scooter is it's way easier to get around in the house, right? With going up and down stairs. I don't have to carry a scooter. No one has to carry a scooter up and down the stairs. But we still might get the scooter either from someone on like OfferUp or one of the Buy Nothing groups because people are always getting rid of that stuff. Yeah. Or I'll see if I could get one through insurance because I think I might actually like the scooter at the gym a little more.
The problem is that he has to go, the doctor told him the other day, 4 weeks without literally ever stepping a second on that foot that is messed up. So the iWalk comes more in handy than the scooter almost in that situation because you're more likely to step on that foot, I feel like.
Yeah, I just think with stuff like going to like a Costco or going to the gym or stuff, when you're traveling further distances, the scooter might make way more sense. Are the cats freaked out or curious about the iWalk? They don't seem to care much. They sniffed around, obviously, when we first got it.
Oh, John kept stealing the foam wedges out of the boot.
Yeah, but other than that, they don't really care. Insurance, depending on your insurance, can pay for a lot of these things. Oftentimes at no cost to you, whether it's the air cast, the peg leg, or the scooter. Sometimes all three, which is what I'm going to hope for. Post-surgery scooter will be better, said Vicky. And W. Plants is not aware of all the cats' names. We got John, Erica, Max, and Caroline. Yep. Let's see. Interesting. Wendy said I tried getting the scooter through my insurance and got denied. But the good thing, like I said, is sometimes people are trying to get rid of these things.
Yeah.
On an OfferUp or whatever.
A bunch of them.
Yeah, so even if your insurance doesn't cover some of them, you might be able to find it. I use now OfferUp for basically everything.
Half of our equipment.
Yeah. And It's basically where I check for everything first.
Same.
If they don't have it after a quick search, not a big deal. I'll go, through some other avenue. Carla Marie is better because I don't really use Facebook for anything.
I use Facebook Marketplace. That's where I sell a lot of stuff.
But you also use the groups, right?
Oh, but that's Buy Nothing.
Yeah.
So it's not like we're going to find lighting on Buy Nothing.
No. But I'm sure if you needed crutches in a pinch, I'm sure someone was getting rid of a Buy Nothing group.
I bet I could also be like, hey, can I borrow? Sometimes people will let you borrow
that's true.
things.
Isn't there like some crazy thing about the Buy Nothing groups and like how there's like drama in all of them?
There's a lot of rules
across the country. There's like a Buy Nothing czar in every group.
Yes, and you're not supposed to, like, you can't sell things in there. You can't post. I couldn't be like, hey, listen to my podcast.
Yeah, well, of course. That would be silly.
You get kicked out.
But who kicks you out? The group?
There's a moderator.
How do you become that person?
I don't know.
Like, how does the person
it's probably the same person that weeds the center circle things in all the neighborhoods.
Those people don't know how to use the internet. Life is a Hike. Thank you very much for subscribing with Prime. Appreciate that very much. Next thing I want to talk about, real quick. What'd you see?
Tacoma Swifty got an awesome fold-up wheelchair for her mom when she needed it in the local Buy Nothing. I think we are going to get you a wheelchair so I can take you on a sunny stroll.
I could just use the scooter. So.
Not post-surgery.
I can use the scooter.
You're going to be stuck laying down. We're going to get a stretcher.
I think that first week is when I will be taking it very, very easily. I might stream some games that first week because I'm going to have nothing to do. And I'll be able to just lay down and press a couple buttons and then play some video games. I found a new game because Nintendo's doing this sale this week. Do I still have it up here? It's called, damn it. It's like Hello Death or something.
That sounds like fun.
Have a Nice Death. It was $20 with the sale.
What is it? You bought it?
No, I think I'm going to. And it's basically, all right, let's see. What's Have a Nice Death? Let's see if I can get the.
Is that a crow?
Huh? Where? It's no, you play as Death, and then I guess all of Death's assistants have like gone out of control and they're taking lives too often, so he has to like fix it. I don't know. It seemed like a cool game. Yeah. Anyone ever play it?
No.
I need a non-Pokemon game to play, basically, that I can kind of go through a whole world.
You need to play Stray, but your computer can't handle this.
No, I can. If I put on the fan, I can play Stray. The problem is I was playing Stray without the fan on, and we were streaming, so there was a lot going on.
Well, I'm only playing a game if people get to watch it.
That sounds like the most Carla Marie thing I think I've ever heard. W Plan said you should stream the game. I think I will. And then there are a lot of Switch games that people said, like Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, or the one before that, Breath of the Wild. People say is like one of the best games of all time.
This is officially the most Twitch conversation we've ever had.
True. Except for when we actually did play Stray that one day.
Yeah.
Did we ever do the Power Washer game on stream?
No, but we sat here one night playing it for a very long time.
And people are still downloading and playing that game. I think there are more versions of that too. Now, if you're thinking to yourself, what could possibly happen in a power washing game? Power washing. That's it. There's no bad guys. You just go to different locations and you clean things. And my barber, Miles.
He's in here.
Is he? Oh, hello, Miles.
He just told you to play some game. Down.
Where? Oh. Firewatch, done. I will check that out. And I confirmed with Carla Marie I can make the appointment tomorrow. So
you're really doing this right now?
Yeah, why not?
Well, how do you know he's still in here? He's gonna have to confirm.
I can text him afterwards. It's fine. So anyway, he brings up when he introduced me to the power washing game, made a great point. He said, you play the power washing game because you can like turn your lizard brain on, where you're not really thinking a lot. It's just this one menial task. It doesn't matter. No one's chasing you. You don't have to overthink it. You just do that task. And it's almost like meditation.
Do lizards not think?
They can just sit there and like turn off their brain and absorb all the energy.
I could do that.
So I can't do that. It's tough.
Maybe I'll do my Pokemon stream.
Great call, Pamela. Pamela said, whatever happened to Carla Marie streaming a game of Pokemon? What was the bet that you lost? Was it the Seton Hall game?
Yeah.
So Carla Marie does still have to stream a Pokemon game. We can do that. Would you want to stream one of like the original games with the old
No,
graphics?
everyone tells me the one with the photos.
You're going to stream Pokemon Snap?
Okay, done with this conversation.
Interesting.
Quick, hit Pokemaniac so we don't go back to this nerd stuff.
Oh, Pokemaniac. So this kind of actually does fit with what we were talking about. If it wasn't for this device right here, I would have gone insane over the past 2.5 weeks. So I've been playing.
That long, dude.
It'll be 2 weeks tomorrow, so a week and a half. I have been playing. What was this one? Pokemon Soul Silver. So Pokemon Soul Silver is a recreation of Pokemon Silver with better graphics, and they like fix the games a little bit when they re-release them. Because Pokemon Silver and Gold came out for the Game Boy Color. This came out for the DS.
Oh.
Okay? So it's like updated graphics, whatever. The amount of time that I spent playing this while on hold, while at doctor's appointments, all of that, this saved my brain.
Yeah, you've probably been on hold for how many hours?
I mean, multiple. I'd say from all the calls in the almost
3
2
hours.
weeks, more than that.
5.
Yeah, probably closer to five hours of just being on hold. So I got to a point where normally when you're on hold, you're just annoyed because you want to get over, you want to get the call over with. So after the first time that I was on hold, just waiting there, I said, you know what? I'm going to start playing Pokemon while I sit on hold. And it changed the whole way. I just said, you know what? Put the phone down, put it on speakerphone, pop this thing open, and whenever you guys see me, you'll see me. And then when I was waiting in different waiting rooms and stuff like that, if Carlin was driving me to Issaquah
Yeah, the
for
doctor's
imaging,
talking to him and he's playing Pokemon.
I didn't know.
I'm kidding.
I didn't do that because it was my doctor because I had to pay attention. When Carlin was driving me to and from a lot of these places, whether it was to and from Issaquah, because that is a long-ass ride.
I put on my murder podcast.
Yeah.
He plays his Game Boy.
And it definitely saved the day. So that is a very good tip in case you end up in my scenario and you're going to be on hold with different people for a long time. Start playing video games. It's great.
I did see some questions about your next appointment. What is the next step?
Next step is Thursday. I get to finally meet my surgeon. And the reason I was talking to Miles, my barber, is I was supposed to have an appointment with him on Thursday because originally I wanted to look very fresh for my game on Friday.
Well, but we have a gala on Thursday night.
But either way, I had to adjust that haircut appointment so that I could make my surgeon appointment because otherwise, if I didn't get in on Thursday, I may have been able to get in on Monday, but other than that, they had no appointments. So it was like a Hail Mary. I was on the phone with them, and that appointment came up while I was on the phone.
I swear, if this man doesn't have any surgery dates, we're going to have to be back to square one finding a doctor.
It would be a square 2, I think, because we'd still have the referral. I could still go to other places, but I'd have to find a new doctor. But it seems like he'll have some openings in surgery hopefully next week. I'll have more information on that Monday because we'll do the show Thursday. Then I'll go to that appointment.
And what's crazy is we're like, and almost obviously you have the game this weekend, but we're in like some downtime. We have 2 weeks. Then Danielle Monero and her entire family get here.
Mm-hmm.
They're staying with us for MLB All-Star and Home Run Derby. And then she leaves, and the next day we leave for our friend Lindsay's wedding, and we're taking a foot ferry over.
Yeah, it's interesting because obviously since I haven't been operated on, like I just have this torn Achilles, and I've got to be very careful with it, but I can be I wouldn't call it being haphazard because I'm being very careful, but I can be a little freer with this injury now because I haven't had the surgery. Once you have the surgery, because they cut and stitch and do all those things, you need to really give it time to heal. So that's one of the reasons I want to get the surgery done as fast as possible or as soon as possible so that I can at least have 2 weeks to recover before I need to do a couple things. And even then, I'm going to be super cautious. Like, I was up on the peg leg this past weekend at a wedding. When we go to the wedding in July after my surgery, I'm going to be sitting down that whole time.
Yeah.
There's not a second I'll be on the dance floor because learning from my brother who tore his Achilles and then retore it and had a whole slew of issues.
Yeah.
The last thing I want to do is go down that road.
Yeah, we're not messing around with that.
No.
So.
So that is the leg update. And with the leg update, basketball diaries.
Okay, what do we got?
So I am involved in the game. There are still tickets available. There's a gala on Thursday that I'm invited to, and I found out recently that I think not only do I get my jersey, even though I'm not playing, I might be getting that one of the local partners is a sneaker shop.
Mm.
And I think all the players are getting the same pair of like Jordan 2s, which will be pretty cool because I don't have a pair of Jordan 2s. I've got 1, 4. I think I only have 1s and 4s. So I'll get a pair of 2s as well.
Cool.
But I'm pretty
sneakers.
pumped that I can still get some of the perks of this thing.
That's really cool. And then on Thursday, we had someone who doesn't live here buy tickets just for us to give away. So Thursday morning show, we're going to give away a pair of tickets.
And obviously only enter to win those if you are in the area and you haven't purchased tickets already, or maybe you have friends that you want to bring along with you. But we will have that pair Thursday. Bruised Up BB is the last thing we are going to talk about today. So explain the situation.
BB Rexa was performing in New York City Sunday night, and it was like a smaller show, so she was very close to the audience, and a 27-year-old dude in the crowd took his phone, which now I picked this up, it's so heavy, and wailed it at her head, and it like cracks her like this. She had to get 3 stitches. It's all bruised. I cannot imagine the pain that she felt.
Yeah.
Because, like I said in the Morning Show podcast, you know how many times I've dropped my phone like on my face and it hurts so bad?
But even when you do that, it's quick, right? So you don't have a lot of reaction time. You know it's coming, so you can kind of brace for it. Imagine getting whacked in the face with an iPhone, because an Android user would never do this, for the record, and not expecting it. It was not an Android. It was not an Android. You're making that up.
I don't even know.
Exactly.
It's his phone.
But imagine not expecting it, and all of a sudden, all of that pressure, bam, on your eye.
Yes.
Oof.
He got arrested, and there's no like concrete reason why. It's speculated that he wanted to take a selfie with her, and you talk about how like people will throw their phones on stage and artists will like pick them up and take video and stuff with them, which clearly they're not going to be doing anymore.
No. But it's also, it brings up, Carlin, we talked about it on the Morning Show podcast, there are artists who are pushing for no phones at certain shows. I know comedians already do it.
Yeah.
A lot of comedians will, especially because they're normally working on new material. Because if you're not at one of their big shows, right, if you're at the Comedy Cellar or something like that, they're working on stuff that they're going to take on tour, and they don't want the unfinished product being broadcast to the world. But I know there's a new comedy club that I'm pretty sure Joe Rogan and some other people started in Austin. Regardless of the show, you are not allowed to take, like, they put your phone in one of those pouches. I would like to see more events do that. And if someone says, oh, but how am I going to get a picture of my favorite artist, blah, 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 just look at the concert photos and videos you have on your phone. They're not great.
No.
Stop it. Like, it doesn't matter. You've seen shows before. Hopefully, if you're over 30, you probably went to a concert and didn't have a cell phone that took video.
True.
You're going to live. And you're going to have a better time without it. And I actually do hope, I don't know how you would do that at like Madison Square Garden, right? I don't know how you check 15,000 phones, but I hope at smaller shows they start doing that.
Tell you what you do. You go to the parking garage and you start breaking into cars and stealing all the phones that everyone left in the car.
Yeah, normally they're checked.
Yeah, but I've been so many places where I've just left it in the car. Yeah. So I'm like, I don't need to wait in line after. Vicky said, I'm going to see Bill Burr on Saturday, and I got an email saying all phones and watches need to be put in those security bags.
Do you think they check watches, or they just say across the board you can't wear a watch?
She just said they put
No, like if I brought this watch.
Oh, you're probably fine with that.
But there are some watches that look normal. Like I think Fossil makes a couple that they are technically smart watches. They just don't look like an Apple Watch or something. I wonder if they just, to make their lives easier for security, just say, no, I don't care what kind of watch you have, take it off.
Fair. I will, however, say, as we're sitting here saying you're never going to go back and watch that footage, you're not going to watch people's concert footage.
Yeah.
I have probably watched 3 hours of cell phone footage of Taylor Swift's Eras tour at this point.
But I don't think
TikTok and Instagram.
I don't think the Eras tour, because you're talking about a stadium at that point. There's no way, unless they made you leave your phone at home. There's no way they would check all those phones.
I'm talking about how we and everyone is saying you're never gonna go back and watch that concert footage. First of all, I did go back and watch my Shania Twain footage, which I never film at shows, and I was like, this was so much fun. I'm gonna watch it again. But like the Eras tour, my whole TikTok one night, truly, I'm not kidding, 30 videos were straight. I thought I was stuck in a feed. It wasn't. It was a regular For You feed. I was not down any specific category. It was only Taylor Swift performing at her shows from someone's iPhone.
Yeah, I can't do it. There's this weird thing that happens when audio comes from a phone, like from the phone speakers, that makes me cringe. There's like a weird
Max
tone.
has that. Max doesn't like it.
And people speaking is fine. Concerts, hearing them from a phone, it makes me sick. It's weird. Heather on Long Island said even on tour, John Mulaney at USB Arena did the lockup bags. They take the iPhone watches and lock those up too. Happens when you go through security. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure people do sneak things in. I'm sure it has to happen at some point. And I've heard comedians complain about that. Like, oh, even though I was at this show that was supposed to have locked bags, someone got footage. But it obviously minimizes the issue.
Oh, for sure.
You know?
And you then have a captive audience.
But so hypothetically, let's say your sister is still pregnant, right? And you go to one of these shows, can you tell the security, hey, I'm waiting to see if my sister is going to have a baby?
No, because then you'll find out an hour later. And
That's
it's not
true.
like I'm delivering the baby. If that's the case, you should not be at the show.
What if it was a husband?
Then don't go to a comedy show when your wife is about to have a baby.
No, maybe she's like a week away from her due date. You never know what can happen.
Then you don't go to a show where you cannot be reached.
I don't know. My dad went to Rhode Island, so
he
didn't even have a cell phone.
2 months before.
Yeah, that was 6 weeks. So let's see. Ali Wong said, Nara said Ali Wong had the bags when she came to Seattle. I think it's definitely something that almost every comedy show is going to have. Yeah. Because
Chris DiStefano did not.
It'll be interesting to see if he does it when he comes back.
Yeah.
Because he's coming back in the fall, right?
Yep.
It'll be, with comedy shows, I think, it's a much smaller venue, so it's easier to do it. But because it's a more intimate venue, I can imagine, even if you're not taking video, for the comedian trying to do their thing and looking out at the audience and seeing people just do this
which
nonsense.
I don't think people really are doing it that often during comedy.
Oh, I bet you it happens all the time.
I got a picture of Chris DiStefano on stage.
But there's also, here's the flip side of it. The flip side of phones at venues, obviously, there are downsides to it. You're out of the moment. But for something like the Taylor Swift Eras Tour, or for just the TikTok and Reels world in general, it does help with promotion.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? All of these people, if they're going to post it to their stories or to their TikTok feeds, I mean, you're getting free promotion from everyone that goes to it, and moments can be captured and momentum can be created.
If there were no photos at the Eras Tour and we only had to read what local publications were saying about the tour, it would not be as big as it is. The tickets wouldn't still be $10,000 a seat night of the show.
Yep.
It wouldn't be as big without social media. But again, that's a stadium, and it's a little bit different than being in a quiet theater filming a comedy show.
Here's the interesting thing, though, and Scotty brings up a good point. He says Taylor Swift doesn't really need any of that. But it's interesting.
She doesn't need it, but she still benefits from it.
No, not really. Because her tickets are sold.
She benefits from the hype, because then there's people on social media saying, okay, well, come here. There's a line for merch even if you're not going to the show. So the 3-hour merch line of people that don't even have tickets to the show, Taylor Swift is very much benefiting from that.
And radio stations, because they see the hype, are trying to latch onto it. They'll play more Taylor Swift songs. More people will stream her stuff. So yeah, there's that, but she's not selling more tickets because of social media, because people are at her shows. Those shows are all sold out already.
Right. And she's not making money off the resale either.
And I feel like the people on the merch line, I feel like a lot of them are also reselling that stuff. So she probably would have sold it to real fans anyway.
Yeah.
For whatever price she would make. How much did you haven't gone to the show yet?
The merch truck comes to, The merch truck gets to the stadiums like at least 2 days before and starts selling stuff.
For everywhere, or is that just New Jersey because she was there for 3 days?
It's more than one stop. I don't know if it's everywhere, but it's getting there early, at least part of it. So I could go 2 days before the show and just go sit in line and buy merch and never go to the show.
Ooh, Amanda B717 said, I was at a show. Oh, where'd it go? Too many comments. There it goes. There it goes. I was at a show where they had ushers walking up and down the aisles, watching for people on phones and removing them immediately. I like this opportunity for more jobs. I love it.
I would love to toss somebody's ass.
You would. Carla Marie would be one of those people, like, when people get drunk with power, Carla Marie.
I'm going to be drunk doing my job?
No, drunk with power.
Oh.
Someone's going to, like, adjust their phone in their pocket, and you're going to be like, you touched it! Get out! Does anyone know, has anyone gone to the Taylor Swift shows and been at the merch truck? Because I want to know how much these things are going for retail.
Probably $80 a sweatshirt.
Like, how much is a t-shirt?
That's what it is everywhere. It's $80 for a concert sweatshirt.
That's crazy. Okay, so drown you out. What was, give us some of the prices for things. T-shirts,
so drown you out probably went in Philly.
Oh, a shirt was only $45.
A t-shirt.
But that's not as bad as I thought. I thought it was going to be like $80 for a t-shirt.
No, sweatshirts. Water bottle, $25.
Wait, like, not to drink out of. You're talking about some sort of commemorative water bottle, I'm assuming? There's no way.
Tote was $30. All right. We're going to up our You Look Great prices.
Claire said she bought a t-shirt online for $45. I'm assuming it was a Taylor Swift, like, someone reselling it?
Dana on Long Island said hoodies range from $60 to $80 depending on the style.
Okay, so it's not actually as bad as I thought it would be.
No.
And the water bottle, the water was a merch water bottle, not like Poland Spring.
It's not Kanye. Like, if you go to Kanye show, his, like, sweatshirts are, like, $300.
And that's because he was always, even before the Adidas deal, he was making more designer-like things. And he also was just charging more because he wanted to.
Yeah, I will tell you what I won't be doing, though, is waiting in the merch line. Because I don't, like, yeah. I'm over that at concerts. I've missed so many fun things. And also, how often am I wearing concert tees?
Yeah, I do like concert gear, concert merch. But I remember when we went to When We Were Young Fest, there were people who missed their favorite acts because they were in a merch line for 3 hours.
Absolutely not. NA Spray said, I heard you can buy all of the merch off of her site.
That's cool.
You just got to wait a little bit because it's on back order. Yeah, our friend Rose got hers like 2 months later.
Yeah.
So whatever, do that.
It's interesting. I think this would be another way you can kind of help out. Maybe, I don't know if this would help them actually. But if you were able to create a web portal that you could log on with your ticket number somehow from your show.
That'd be so cool.
That would be cool because it definitely gives your fans who want to go to the show the opportunity to buy the merch there first, because that's the whole idea of tour merch, is you made the effort to come to the show and now you can give me more money.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe it's locked to only those numbers for the first 24 hours. That way you don't have to waste your time.
That'd be cool.
In line. You can still waste your money and that artist can still get it, but you get your time back, which is probably the most important thing.
I believe it was, I would just ask this question.
Oh, Drown You Out said in Philly the line was about an hour before the show started.
Erica just asked, what is the website I mentioned in What's Trending from today? It's called Merch Bar. Merchbar.com, and you can get official tour merch. Oh, I don't know if it's tour merch, official artist merch, CDs, records, all the things.
And the reason, I don't know if we talked about this enough during the morning show podcast, the reason this site is better is because they work directly with the labels and the artists. So it's not someone reselling things that they found. Right. It's not someone printing their own things without the proper rights. Like you can find a billion shirts on Amazon or Redbubble or whatever. This actually works with the artist, so you are supporting your favorite artist or favorite group at that site. Mm-hmm. So that's one of the biggest differences. It's not just, some random dude putting together a library of shirts. Carla Marie?
Yep.
I think it's time for us to get out of here. How are you feeling?
I don't know. I think my ear's acting up again also because you're talking and it's so loud. It's actually hurting my ear, but I don't know if you're being loud or if my ear's getting clogged again.
Well, how come you don't have your headphone in?
Because it's bothering me.
I feel like it'd bother you less if you had the headphone.
No, the headphone is hurting.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Well,
I'm
I'm bothering Carla Marie apparently, so I guess it's time to say goodbye. We'll be back Thursday. I'll be wearing another basketball jersey to celebrate basketball week.
Oh, I didn't catch that. Did you wear one yesterday?
No, I was going to wear one yesterday because I have 3 basketball jerseys. I've got this, I've got a Sonics one, and I've got my Space Jam one. But Martha and Mikey and the family sent me the Ric Flair Wu-Tang shirt, so I wore that instead.
Okay, so we don't know what we're getting Thursday? We don't know if we're going to get Sonics or...
We'll see. We will see. Thank you for hanging out with us. We'll be back on Thursday. There is a brand new episode of the Morning Show podcast. You can listen to that wherever you get your podcasts.
I'll see how this massage goes.